Hello, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video about my experience last summer as a camp counselor. I was working at a camp for children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. There was one week that we were especially short-staffed, and I noticed that one of the traveling groups was getting impatient with one of the campers that wasn't fitting in as well with his classmates because he needed more time to process commands and requests. But the counselors dealt with that as just being like, no, stop doing that, you can't do that. So then he just wasn't able to interact well with his peers. I did have an opportunity to work with him towards the end of the week when they had a free playtime in one of the buildings. He really wanted to play a billiards game with his friends, but none of them wanted to play with him because he didn't understand the rules, and so he wouldn't take turns, and he just wasn't fun to play with. So then I stood by his side, and I gave him cues such as, okay, so now it's your turn, so we're going to toss the ball, we're not going to throw it. And just kind of repeated those whenever it was his turn, and gradually he understood how to play the game and how to play it fairly with his friend. So then after a few minutes of this, as he understood it, I was able to give him more shortcut cues that just had a couple of the keywords. Okay, now toss it, don't throw it. And it got to the point that even I could go to the other end of the table and play with him and still give him just a few cues every once in a while. And he was able to play the game just perfectly fine with me and with his friends. So this was such a cool experience that I'm really grateful for, because it showed me that this child was able to succeed in this situation when he was just given the opportunity to succeed, and patience and cues. And that's all it took. So it really puts a lot on me to make sure that I'm being patient when I'm interacting with people so that they can achieve their full potential and be able to do what they want to and what they're able to do, as long as they're given that patience. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch and listen to this story.